Welcome to the next stop on our journey, Atlanta. They call it Hotlanta, but today, not so much. This is a city that shaped America's past and continues to drive its future. We're taking a tour across Canada, Mexico, and the United States, visiting each of the 16 host cities that will welcome the FIFA World Cup 2026, in search of the soccer soul of every one of them, taking in the people, places, culture, and vibes. This is Stories from the Cities. Welcome to Atlanta. Leading our tour through Atlanta soccer culture is Kevin Egan, a Dublin-born sports broadcaster who now calls this city home. Kevin, we're here at the Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park, and my understanding is that this place is essential in understanding the history and legacy of Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia, Jenny, and I think the entire world, really, when you consider what happened here. This neighborhood was the organizing hub, the crucible for the civil rights movement in the late 50s and early 60s, championed by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and such tremendous leaders. We're walking on such sacred ground in so many ways in terms of a global quest for change that ultimately ended up happening.
We can talk about that civil rights legacy that is so important, but talk about the cultural impact it's had around the world as well.
I'm glad you mentioned this because Atlanta's booming in so many areas right now. Let's take the movies, for example, and the shows we see on our TV screens. A movie like Captain America, filmed here just south of Atlanta, Georgia. Take shows like Ozark, The Walking Dead, Stranger Things. You've seen all those, right?
Of course.
They're top class, and yeah, they're filmed right here in the Hollywood of the South, or I'm not ready to say y'all yet, I don't think so, from Dublin, Ireland, but they're calling it Yollywood here a little bit too.
Well, I didn't know about the film scene here in Atlanta that much, but everyone knows that this is a music city.
Yeah, it always has been, I think, a music city, and young, talented artists are coming here day in and day out. Global superstars, think Outkast, Usher, Ludacris as well. They're megastars around the world, and they're proud to call Atlanta home.
It's clear to see the global impact that people from Atlanta have made, but it's really cool to just come back here and see where it all started.
And what's really important too, and I honestly believe that Dr. Martin Luther King will be so proud to see the growth that Atlanta has made as a city and the steps that it's taken going forward.
My personal journey as an artist has walked alongside the narrative of Atlanta. I was introduced to great figures in history at an early age. I am a product of the work of MLK. I'm a product of the work of Ray Charles. I'm a product of the civil rights movement. I decided, you know what? I want to take this wonderful thought and put it into art.
It started in my head, moved into my heart, soul, now it's in my hands. My understanding of health, it started to expand. I couldn't do it myself. myself, I needed other friends to become whole man. Explore my emotions, work on my mental health, live for his glory, ask for the Spirit's help, practice and repeat, being known as the greatest.
One of the greatest justice movements in history came from Atlanta. And the wind at the backs of those pastors and activists was music.
I'm trying to thrive. You can't be passive on this ride to become a whole man. Know Jesus, keep fasting, stay praying, be fruitful.
You don't have the movement without the music. Good art gets people to reimagine a broken world, if you will. I do feel like there is a through line from the civil rights movement to hip hop. The most significant impact in my personal life when it comes to art coming out of Atlanta has to be Outkast. It was important music for cultural competency, for learning the things they talked about, the issues they addressed. They would talk about relationships and racism and politics in their own kind of subtle way. I thought was very, very important. To this day, if I walk on the street in Atlanta and say the South got something to say, people know what I'm talking about. It should be the slogan of Atlanta. Here is the pitch right here. I can say that I probably never watched a soccer game or football match the first 20 plus years of my life. I was so ignorant that I didn't even know they had club teams. I thought it was just like the Olympics, just like every now and then you just play a major tournament and then people go home and become accountants and lawyers, and then it's like, oh, it's time to strap up the boots again. Let's go ahead and play. Jazz, gospel music, and poetry and hip hop have a similar ethos, is this idea of improvisation. When I think about this improvisation, I think about Brazil in 2006.
Attacking, exciting football.
I didn't know that human beings could do those types of things with a football.
Brazil certainly not sitting back, just defending. Leaves it for Ronaldo!
Goal! Being able to adapt on the fly, like a particular style of fluency. There was this swag, there's this charisma, this improvisation that maybe a Miles Davis and Charlie Parker, Andre 3000, these individuals can display that maybe other types of players don't, because culturally, that's just not their mix. And I was so compelled that I ended up watching every single match of the World Cup that year. I remember being blown away. I am hoping that young kids in Atlanta will see their favorite players and say, yo, what they just did was phenomenal. I want to do that. I think the sport of soccer does something beautiful for people, probably just as much as music. When you follow a particular country, you not only learn about the athletes, but you learn about the people. And I think it expands our world. I think it gets us out of just our own backyard and see other people's spaces. The opportunity for vocation is beautiful for kids in America who want to play sport. I think it's a great unifier. It's a beautiful unifier.
Kevin, we're here at the World of Coca-Cola, one of the most recognizable brands on the planet. And it's hard to believe it all just started a few blocks from here.
Isn't it crazy? Just a few blocks down the road, Dr. Pemberton, back in 1886, invented this beverage, and I think it's been a match made in heaven with the city of Atlanta and Coca-Cola ever since. Coca-Cola, obviously known all around the world now, a household brand.
Do you feel like that's representative of Atlanta? These big ideas starting small and then going worldwide?
Since I've lived here, Jenny, I've felt that. There's an incredible zest for ambition and pride in pushing Atlanta forward. This limitless growth feeling of why not us in Atlanta?
That why not us spirit, it's going to be on full display when the world's biggest event comes to your town.
And you know what? We've been building for this here. When the World Cup comes to town, I just cannot wait for everyone to come here and feel the creative energy in the city of Atlanta, Georgia.
My name is Isaiah, but I go by Isaac. Been living in Atlanta for almost 10 years now. I am a local street photographer. I love walking around the city, capturing moments, candids, and just the untold little stories that happen in the pockets of the city that go unnoticed. When I think the World Cup, especially here in Atlanta, I think of all the opportunities and people that are going to be visiting the town. It is a hub of cultures, and I think that's what makes this city so great and powerful. There's a lot of more life to this city than what everybody already knows about it, and one of my goals is to be able to highlight that through my photography. I really like to be stealthy as possible. Whenever I am walking around taking photos, I like to not interrupt moments that are happening. I like to capture them as is. So I try to be as invisible as I can, just like staying in the background, taking photos. Whatever I capture in any given day has to do with my inner disposition to what I am open that day. So sort of like reflecting how I feel. If that day you see me capturing a lot of color, shapes, tones, and like highlights and whatnot, that's just like my eyes speaking about, you know, what I'm feeling at that moment. Some other days, I love capturing like human interaction. Let me actually take a portrait with the church in the back. Is that good? All right, this is good. Compassionate moments between strangers, and all of those things actually like really catch my eye. I think we definitely have some of the most hardcore, passionate fans here.
Atlanta does.
I'm probably going to be running around screaming.
We love it. We love soccer.
Whenever there's gatherings around that, you can see so much joy and energy around the city, and I cannot wait for that.
We are preparing now.
Bring it to us. The United States loves soccer.
This is a football city. It does not get any bigger than Atlanta.
It's going to be lit.
I think the biggest message that I would like for people to take through my photos of Atlanta should be a place of inclusivity and a place that empowers creative people. I think that's what encapsulates Atlanta.
Kevin, this is a sporting city on a professional level, clearly. But what about on the grassroots level?
You know where I notice it most? When I drop my kids to school. As silly as that may sound, Jenny, I'm walking in, I see the baseball jerseys, I see the basketball jerseys, the American football, totally outweighed by soccer jerseys. Lamine Yamal, Erling Haaland, Messi, Ronaldo, of course. And I know you love a jersey more than anybody, and I think that's a good example for me of the wave of momentum and enthusiasm around the beautiful game right now.
Everywhere I've gone for this, all of the host cities, something that continues to pop up is the unifying effect that football has.
It's so true, and I think in a transient town like Atlanta, people have come here to live from all over the world. I play on a team every Thursday night, may not look like it, but I still play. And my friends on the team are from Australia, they're from Brazil, they're from Portugal, and we have so much fun. And the language that we have in common is, of course, our beautiful game of soccer. And it's just a joy to be out there with them each and every week, and I'm gonna keep playing as long as I can.
I feel like I can start a conversation with anyone because I can always turn to football and their country and their players. That's such a beautiful thing to have here in Atlanta. What about kids? What level can they play here?
The one I'd love to focus on the most is Soccer in the Streets. It's an organization that has been around for over 30 years, there to serve the underserved community. And I think Soccer in the Streets, in many ways, is a microcosm of the city of Atlanta and the football culture here. It means that everybody's included, everybody's always welcome. All this talk about the game has me pumped. Do you want to play?
Not in these.
Your loss.
That's what you get.
I was lucky to grow up in a generation where going outside was the thing to do. A lot of kids don't get the joy of going outside and playing as much anymore. Society is kind of going away from that, unfortunately, so we want to create that space so that kids can just come outside and play and be free. My name is Anthony Gordine. I am the regional program manager over at Soccer in the Streets. We decided to build soccer fields next to train stations to alleviate the transportation challenges. So we made it easy for people just to get on the train or the bus and be able to get to the stations.
Come Schaefer, bring the boys over.
We're just looking to improve the lives of kids. So right now we serve 1,010 kids at the station. We're in a generation where the phones and tablets and screens are how people interact. And without that face-to-face, you see there are missing pieces in those relationships or in just the development of kids. So for us to be able to offer that at the stations with Soccer in the Streets is, to me, something that you can't put a price on, you can't pay for it. So Atlanta, to me, has shown that different communities, different race, religions, all of that can come to one space and coexist. So to be able to have everybody in one melting pot coming together to play soccer, to me, is incredible. What we see immediately is the families coming together, like whether it's from different stations, you see them talking, you see them having conversations, you see their kids hanging out together outside of the soccer field, and they become friends. They probably would have never met each other on the street. So we want to be able to have a central space for those communities to connect.
This program has given so much to me. I have 4 children, 3 of them which have been in this program at some point or the other. My oldest son is now 17, now he's coaching beside me, so it's come full circle.
We've seen them go from, oh, this is a great, nice organization for my kids to come out and play, to now they're like, we want competition. We want to play against other organizations. How can we have tournaments? Because they recognize that not only is it fun, but it gives the kids something to strive for. And they want the competition aspect, which is something that we didn't see coming.
I think it's a positive impact, in particular with the girls that I coach. I just try to encourage being confident in your own skin, being confident in your body. Anything the boys are doing, we're doing.
We want to create leaders in their community, so they build up confidence, they learn leadership skills, and then they take that to their communities when they're off the field and talking with their teachers and their friends. They can continue to foster that throughout their lives as they become adults.
Today was very stressful, but it was also exciting because we got to go against all the different teams, see who we were going against. I mean, having fun and hanging out with friends and
The World Cup, for me, it is the biggest sporting event in the world.
The American public is learning that now, how massive, how important, how serious some people really invest themselves into this game. It's a lifestyle for many, you know, they eat and breathe and live it.
And the kids are gonna get a chance to go there, so they're gonna get a chance to experience the excitement, watch the games, be a part of it, and hopefully go to the game. So that's gonna have a lasting impact, and they're gonna remember this forever.
What is this place, Kevin? It feels quite old school.
It is old school. This is the Varsity, Jenny. This is around since 1928. Down the road, we've got the big stadium, the arena in downtown Atlanta, and before a game day, this place is out the door busy. It's so much fun. The food is good too.
And you guys have had plenty of game days here. You're talking Super Bowl, World Series, and of course the 1996 Olympics.
Yeah, 1996 Olympics, I think, reshaped how Atlanta saw itself in many ways. It reimagined what Atlanta could be. And also, simply from an infrastructure standpoint, it changed the skyline. We saw new railroads put in. I think it made the city of Atlanta realize what we can do, especially now with the biggest World Cup of all time coming to our city.
In talking to you, Kevin, it's very clear that you feel like your city is ready to host this World Cup.
We're ready. The city of Atlanta is ready. The stadium is the best in the world, in my opinion. It is phenomenal. The eyes of the world are going to be on our stadium in our city. Atlanta's ready to go.
Look at it. It's magnificent. Every day you walk into it, you just go, wow, we are so lucky. This is such a great stadium. To me, it is home, away from home. I am one of our capos here at Atlanta United. We're in our 10th season. We are the folks that stand in the section and lead all of the chants, get everybody really hyped up on match day, and just keep the energy up and alive in the supporter section and around the stadium. And we just try to create this atmosphere here to make it the most fun, the most passionate.
So the vision of building the stadium was to make the venue a catalyst for the state of Georgia, the city of Atlanta. It was focal for us to be in the heart of Atlanta. The focus was both being functional and iconic. The roof that was created literally is one of a kind. It opens and closes in less than 10 minutes. We created the Halo, which is a 360-degree oval that is over 60,000 square feet. If you laid it on the ground, it'd be the tallest building in Atlanta.
Atlanta influences everything, and we do, from technology and innovation to culture to music and art. Well, it's the crown jewel of the city.
My name is Jose Hadathy. I'm the creative design manager for Atlanta United. I sat down with our creative director and we immediately started brainstorming ideas of things that had to be on the World Cup poster for Atlanta. I think we have, the best stadium in the world. We came up with a creative way to showcase the most prominent part of our stadium, which is the petals on the oculus of the roof. And so, because we are the city in the forest and the canopy is such a big part of the city, I decided to represent that feature of the stadium as our canopy. And then the fans are coming out, cheering and shouting out from that structure. So the symbolism here, besides the fact that it shows that Atlanta has accepted soccer very deeply and that we're opening ourselves up to welcome the world in 2026, the soccer ball being gold and reflective with the world on it is a subtle nod to the World Cup trophy. You can see the pose of the fan holding the scarf wide. It mimics what the World Cup trophy does with the people holding the world.
The world follows the game of soccer, and the world's attention will be on this stadium for those 8 matches. But the World Cup will bring a focus of the greatest stories that happen, both inside the venue and out, unlike any other major event that has come through our doors.
This is great. Can't wait to see a World Cup here. It's going to be insane.
The stadium is here to be a platform for the greatest talent in the world to showcase their abilities, and the stadium is here for the world to enjoy that talent.
To me, the World Cup is the ultimate place where people can come together and celebrate something. There's nothing like seeing people from all different nations displaying their nation proudly, their colors of their flags, and coming together in one event and taking part in that. And especially to see it here in Atlanta is surreal, and I think it's the perfect place to have it as well. That idea of people have all these differences in their day-to-day life, but there's one thing that can bring a whole nation together, and that is unbelievable.
What an honor to be guided through a city with so much history and soul. That's it for Stories from the Cities here in Atlanta. We'll be in another one of the 16 host cities of the FIFA World Cup 2026 soon. Stay with us for the rest of the journey.